Hello, hello. Welcome to Ina Jenny's Corner and the Get Sent with a Jenny show. We're excited. It's October. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Do you believe it? Can you even imagine? We just said Happy New Year. We just said Happy Easter. Celebrated our birthdays for all those who are in July. We don't care about any other months. We celebrated birthdays and all that, and then boom, it's half the year June, and then boom, it's 2 more months literally. So we have like 90 days from today to the end of 2022. It is so like like mind-boggling, I swear, how the days go by so fast, right? So welcome, welcome, welcome to the show. I don't take your presence here for granted. I don't take your replays for granted. I don't take you not skipping the ads for granted. You are supporting me in every way you can. I love it. Thank you so much. God bless you. God bless you so much. Happy New Month again. Welcome to the show again. How is everybody doing? I hope you guys are doing well. So, welcome. Definitely get engaged. If there's a point that I throw out there and you can type it up so everybody knows what it is, that's fantastic. Because guess what? When we go back on the show and begin to write out our nuggets, which I'm supposed to do this month, it helps us out because we're able to highlight what was said, what the nuggets are, and what you can apply. Right when we do our rundown of the year, we can go through the chats and see what points that we may have missed. And again, because I always write out my index cards, and then I ended up talking more than or having more points at the back of my head or the front of my head or the sides of my head. Um, I'm not able. I don't have it written down, but I have it spoken out. So I am excited. If you know me, I'm always hyper. I'm always excited about life. I'm always happy. Not that life is always happy, but I am, for the most part, always excited, always laughing or smiling or cracking a joke or doing something. So that's just me. So today's topic, like I told you guys, every single Saturday or every single time you see me on here or on Instagram or my social media, it's always the topic. The things I talk about is always stems from a conversation that I've had with somebody, a thought in my head, something. So this topic, I'm sure you're wondering, what is it Jenny talking about again? Which one is perfection or progression? Let's get into it real quick. And today I will try my best to stay 30 minutes. Every show, if it's just me, I'm going to try to stick to 30 minutes. And if I have a guest, we'll try 45 and sometimes of course 1 hour. But our goal is 30 minutes. That way you can go about your Saturday, right? So again, thank you for being here. It's an amazing day and I'm always excited to be here. Honestly, if nobody even came and saw and watched me, I love preparing for the topic and the material I'm going to talk about. And we have some improvements to do, but honestly speaking, I'm just happy being here and having something to share with you. And the point of us sharing this and the whole point of Get Sense with a Jenny is for us to be able to awaken you with the nuggets and the conversations that we're going to have, to be able to educate you, right? To inspire and motivate you. Not that I am an expert, right? For me personally, I'm not an expert in anything, but I can tell you I'm an expert in my own experience, and that's what I can speak strong on, and I have the strength and to speak on. And then I'm gonna have guests who are experts. And whatever questions you may have when they do come on, definitely put in a comment, put in the chat so they can answer. Now, when you're on the live or later, okay? All right, let's jump into the topic. Perfection or progression? The reason why I knew he was going to come on, my brother is in the house. Paul, he's amazing. My mentor and amazing human, Vivian, is in the house. Welcome, welcome, welcome. God bless you guys for showing up. But of course, my moderator, Fa, always in the house, always supportive. I appreciate you guys. So, perfection or progression? This topic came about, you know how sometimes we complain, we have expectations, just being human, just being an adult. And I was thinking, there's sometimes we complain about things, and it makes us feel like we're expecting perfection, right? For example, as parents, you're expecting your kids to be well behaved, wake up early, make their bed, say their prayer, eat healthy, just be an all around 100% child. How could you ask that of your child when you or yourself, you're not perfect? Right? That's what I was that's kind of what we're talking about. Or you're in a relationship and you're saying all these things your spouse is not doing, and you ask yourself, that thing they're not doing, are you doing it? That's kind of where I came from. Like, for example, you complain about what your spouse is not doing. And again, for how do they say it? I want disclaimer. That's the word I've been thinking about. Disclaimer. Okay, it's my opinion and it's my thoughts, and it may be thoughts of you guys, but it's just hear me out. Come here with an open mind. Okay. And again, disclaimer. When I'm talking to you, I'm talking to me. You're me. I'm you. When we're having this conversation, so you are a spouse and you're complaining, or your significant other, you have a partner, whatever they call it now, and you're always complaining of, he's not doing this, he's not doing that, she's not doing this, she's not doing that. You're complaining about all these things, and I keep wondering, at the back of our head somewhere, if we as individuals in a relationship have everything we expect of that person, is that okay? Is that normal? He's tall, dark, and handsome. He's smart. He's educated. He's wealthy. He's well behaved. And I always wonder, when we're expecting these things of our significant others, we are not those things. So why are we expecting these things of that person? And guess what? While you're expecting these things of that person, you're missing out on little things that you could be grateful for or you could appreciate. If your husband is not very romantic, maybe he gives you words of affirmation and you appreciate that because it's just not in him to buy you flowers and all those things. And if it's not in him to learn it, maybe he will not. So you're expecting him to be like in this box where he may never fit in or she may never fit in. So if we can focus more on progress, for example, if you have that communication with your spouse and he or she decides to change, remember, they're changing for you, or they're changing because it's a problem or it's been brought to their attention. That's why they're changing. And if they consistently keep that change, guess what happens? That's a progress. It may not be perfect, it will never be perfect. If you're expecting perfection, are you perfect? No, you're not. But if you embrace progress, guess what? You appreciate every step that you're making. You appreciate every step that that person is making. There's one thing I want to tell you too. Moderator, get this. Being a perfectionist or expecting perfection has nothing to do with who you're expecting it from. Let's focus on you. You're expecting that you have a job, you have a successful business, you're healthy, you're eating right, you're working out, you're doing this, you're doing that. There's still something that's wrong somewhere. Maybe your relationship will be suffering. Maybe your attitude will be suffering. I'm here to tell you today that embrace progress, not perfection, because perfection doesn't exist. The only perfect thing we know in this life and are aware of is God. God is perfect. Humans, we're not. From when we're conceived, we're not even perfect. In situations as well, it may never go the way you planned it. I'm talking to you, I'm talking to me today. Embrace progress. And let me tell you, let me define what I had this research done yesterday. I had it written down. So you know me, I always like to start with definitions. All right. Oh my gosh, hopefully it's here. Hold on. All right. Let's start with the basics. Perfection. So perfection is a condition or a state or a quality of being pretty much faultless, no faults. It's a condition, is a state, is a quality of being free, or as free as possible from all flaws or defects. That's perfect. As human beings, it's not possible. So it's a state, it's a condition, and it's a quality of being free from flaws and defects. If you chased that, and sometimes why I'm honing on that perfection, because a lot of times we don't realize that's what we're looking for in our fellow human. If you say you want this person to be this, that, that's what you're expecting. Are you those things? No, you're not. So embrace the progress in that person. So perfection equals being faultless, free from any kind of defects. That's not possible. Sometimes we're not saying, okay, we're not using the word in our head perfect, but that's what we are aiming towards, and it doesn't exist. And you will keep failing, and you will keep um, complaining. I'm talking to you, I'm talking to me, and this is real talk. And there's some stories I can't really share because they're personal and other people's personal stories. But think about it. Again, I give an example. If you're just joining us, I give an example. We as parents, we want our kids to be amazing athletes, A students, great behavior, um, do everything we tell them to. What kind of a child are you raising if that child is that way? If the child gets all A's and all this stuff and that, I'm sorry. What kind of a child are you going to be raising if you're expecting this all of this stuff? You can't raise a perfect child. So you embrace the weaknesses, you embrace the faults, you embrace whatever is wrong with them, and you lift the strengths up, and you have them work with them to work on their weaknesses, because you too are not that way, right? And then let's jump on to progress. Progress, hear this. Progress is the process of developing or moving gradually towards a more advanced state. So, progress is a process. So, progress is succession, and then perfection is like faultless. Like, it's just that's it. It has to be this. I know some perfectionists, it has to be this way. If it's not this way, guess what? While you're focusing on perfection, while you want everything to be a certain way, while you want this person, your spouse, your team members, your co-workers, your bosses, your leaders, while you're expecting them to be in that box, you're missing out a ton of things that are even more important than what you think you're looking at. So embrace progress because it's in successions. You're married today, you have a girlfriend, boyfriend, you have a friend, whatever it is, whatever you are right now, you know that definitely if you're an adult, if you're a kid, that you're not on that path, right? So today I'm going to share maybe 5, maybe 10 things to help you focus on progress, right? Like I was talking to somebody the other day. I said, okay, maybe your spouse doesn't like going out for a walk, and that drives you nuts. Like, how can she not want to just take a walk? It's beautiful outside. Maybe they don't want to walk. Well, guess what? They still want to hang out with you and watch a movie at home. So you have to think, okay, I know I'm expecting them to take a walk. I'm expecting. Again, I said your expectation has nothing to do with the real thing. Like, if, okay, for example, if I'm expecting my husband to send me flowers every evening, my expectation has nothing to do with him as an individual. That's what I expect. Even when I tell him, right, it's not practical. So perfection is not practical. I don't know if you guys understand what I'm saying. If you're understanding if I'm making sense at all, give me a heart. If I'm just rambling on, just don't say anything. If I want him to send me flowers because that's what I want, remember, it's a state. right? It's a state, it's a condition. I've conditioned my mind that I expect my husband, I am feeling romantic, I am wanting him to send me flowers every single day. Even though he does that, there might not be emotions that I want attached to it. So it's still not okay, right? It's still not the way I want it. It's still me I will still be hungry for his emotions towards, because now he's buying the flowers. Great. But then there's no, he's just doing it because, okay, let me just do it because she let her just shut up. Meanwhile, I will appreciate it more if he got me flowers once a month, every other month, once a quarter. It feels better when it's from his heart. I don't know if that makes sense to you. So for me, I'm saying, if he's not a romantic person and you say, hey, I like flowers. So it might not be you getting the flowers every day or every night or every week, but by him knowing that my wife loves flowers, and once in a quarter he gets you flowers. I don't know if that makes sense to you. All right. So in essence, what I'm saying is that embrace the growth, right? Progression is growth. Progression is growth. Perfection is just a state that nobody can ever attain, and it becomes difficulty. I can share on another show, maybe I can share the bad sides of perfection and expect. It's good to expect. Like, I know I spoke to somebody who's like an A-type personality, and she said, well, I like expect what I expect. I like what I like. I want to do what I want to do. That's my standard. That's my high standard. As you are expecting a high standard from whomever it is, are you, can they expect the same from you? Maybe not, because normally when people want perfection, it's very selfish. It's very in their own little box, right? So I'm saying that it's good. You may be that way, but give grace to those who are not, and give yourself grace, because if you see a lot of perfectionists that I know, they are hard on themselves. They are easily disappointed in themselves. They are so they judge themselves a lot. They condemn themselves a lot. They complain a lot. They're never satisfied because everything is not the way they want it to be. You know what I mean? So, 10 ways to focus on progress and not perfection is to create a milestone for yourself. What do I want to accomplish? Where do I want to go? Right? And you're able to track it. So create a milestone. For example, I always talk about weight loss. I want to lose 100 pounds. I need to understand that I can lose this 100 pounds in 4 months. I can lose the 100 pounds in 4 months and track it, but there will still be things I will not be happy with in there. I will still have some things that are sagging. I need to have things that are tight, all that stuff. But I've created a milestone. I want to lose 100 pounds by April, by March, by May. And then when I track it, guess what? That's the succession, that's the growth. So I can't just say, okay, I'm going to lose 100 pounds, I'm going to work out, I'm going to eat, I'm going to. If I do it that way, I'm going to miss out on life. I'm going to miss out on the good things behind what is supposed to be fun, right? Um, Always be positive. Always stay positive. When you focus on and being and perfect or perfection, everybody around you sees what you're doing as unnecessary. Everybody around you sees that is overdue, right? Um, Only you sees it as, oh my god, it has to be this way. Like, I have a friend, and my daughter does that sometimes. Something has to be a certain way. Something has to, like, it has to line up. Like, she came. This is my index box. She came. She's like, oh, it has to be straight. It has to be aligned. That's a typical example, actually. Sorry for that example. She came and she took my index box. They are orange, pink, yellow, and green. I just stuck them in there. I don't care. I just pick anyone. If I want to do something, I put it in the green. If I'm thinking about doing something, I put it in the orange. I'm confused, I put it in the yellow. This is just me, how I think, right? And then in the pink one is like, we're good to go. And the green one is we're good to go, and then everything else. She comes and she says, oh, mommy, they're not straight. She takes it out and she rearranges. She rearranges it. I let her rearrange it because it made her feel good in that second. But while she was arranging this, she would have grabbed water and drank. She would have told me how her day went. She would have done more important things than rearranging this. And guess what? Now that she rearranged it, it's still not arranged. Waste of time. Absolute waste of time. I mean, I like the effort, But no, when I take one out, it's already scattered. So why did I even try, right? Not saying don't have high standards and not have how you want things to be, right? But embrace progress. She does that too. When she edits my video, she's like, "Mommy, it has to be this way," and I know that that's her specialty. She wants to look a certain way, but I will never know. Like the things that she added, if I wasn't there when she did it, you, the audience, may never know, except you two. You're like her, and you all can hold hands and sing "Kumbaya," right? And then take actions and know that it won't be perfect. Know already that it's not going to be perfect. If you start with that mentality, it's not going to be perfect. It's not. Anything can happen. Do you know that some weddings that people, oh my God, we have a wedding, they will buy gown, they will do all this stuff. Like in Nigeria, I remember one wedding like that. I've forgotten whose wedding, my family. It was, oh my God, it had to be 100%. I've forgotten whose wedding. And my mom was focused. It rained so bad. Or is it my dad's funeral? The next point I would say is take actions that you know won't be perfect. Yes. And then, where's the other word? How many have I even said? Three, right? So another thing I was gonna say is give yourself a break. Like seriously, unclench your behind, give yourself a break. And I'm talking about being in a relationship, life, whatever. There are sometimes we're not using the word perfection. We're not thinking about perfect. We're not thinking it. But what we are doing is it. We are trying to be perfect. Like me, when I get upset at my husband, like now that I'm growing and I'm looking really close at my relationship, and I'm like, there some quarrels that I've had or disagreements that I've had with my husband? I'm being honest. Are there some disagreements and accusations and irritation and anger and whatever that I've thrown at my husband and vice versa that has been based on our my expectations of him or his of me that smells like perfection? He wants me to, for example, not go out, stay at home with the kids, not work. It's an example. Um, I'm talking about the idea of what I've done, not the physical thing that I've done. I wouldn't want to share all of that. And sometimes I will share stuff, and if he watches it, well, life happens. Like he's expecting me to do these things in a box. That's not my personality. I'm not gonna do it because he said I should do it. I'm not gonna do it because he's my husband and he asked me to do it just because he wants to. What is the premise behind you asking me to do that? So you might not be saying you want a perfect wife, but you're asking me to do these things that if you sit down and think about it, they're unrealistic. So progress is more realistic and more achievable than perfection will ever be. Marina, do you get that? Progress is more realistic, more achievable than perfection will ever be or ever is. Some know how to you know what I mean? So let's think on our expectations of people and of ourselves. Some people are hard on themselves. So you want to have a new car, a new house, and and a husband and perfect kid, and perfect. You will be bored because everything is how it is in your brain. Then there's nothing else to strive for. There's nothing else to, you know what I mean? Are we expecting too much of people? That's your expectation. Doesn't mean that that's how it's gonna be. So manage your expectations. So number 6 will be manage your expectations. Manage your expectations of yours. Don't add the other things I'll say now, but just say manage. Number 6, manage your expectations. Because only expectations, high expectations of people or ourselves drive us insane, right? Like I'm telling you, I expect my kids to wake up. I've even had a contract. My moderator will agree with me. And that's why these are part of the things why I said, listen, there are sometimes we want perfection. These kids at the time they were 13, 8, right? And 5 or whatever. And I had a contract with them. And I said, I need you to wake up in the morning. Do not come downstairs to say good morning until you've woken up, prayed, made your bed, brushed your teeth, and taken a shower. For a little bit, it worked, but it doesn't work. Sometimes they would just want to say hi to me because I'm making breakfast. It smells good. They are running downstairs to say good morning already before even anything. Then I'll get upset with them to have them go brush their teeth. So they'll brush their teeth and take a shower real quick and not make their bed. It was such a mess. Right, moderator? It was so frustrating. But in my own mind, it's not a my expectation was for them to follow the contract. But it sounded so perfect. That should be natural. That they should just do it. What else? I mean, but that's my expectation. It has nothing to do with them. I don't know if that makes sense. It has nothing to do with them as kids because in their own mind, they want to say good morning to mommy first. And they're always competing who's going to say good morning to me first. So they're all coming downstairs. So they will hardly, I'm telling you, they will hardly wake up and take a shower and pray and brush teeth and come downstairs. Sometimes they come downstairs to greet my mom. And then my husband goes to greet them. And it just so that's my expectation. So what should I say to them? I should manage it. Don't come downstairs until you brush your teeth. Don't come downstairs until you done. Anyway, um, let me see. The next one is don't procrastinate. That's where I know I need work this last quarter of the year. Don't procrastinate. Whatever you're thinking about, just go ahead and do it. Whatever you're thinking about, just go ahead and do it. Right? And then was number 7 is blank. So let me review before I go down. So I don't have to. We have like 3 minutes. Oh my god, that was so fast. So ways. Let me go to 10 and then review it. Right, instead of just something. What did I say? Number 7. Don't procrastinate. Yeah, yeah, don't. And then number 8. Let me say real quick. Number 8. Embrace your mistakes. No, sorry. Number 8. Give yourself grace and embrace your mistakes. Are you there? Maybe I'll just give you guys 8. No, 9. Are you there, Far? Come on. Give yourself grace and embrace your good job. Thank you. And number 9 is plan ahead. If you can plan ahead, that would be great. Whatever you're doing, plan ahead. If you have to have a talk with your spouse, if you have to set goals for yourself, if you have to have whatever you have to do, plan ahead. That way you're not anxious. You're not like anxious. Let me see. Number have I said be positive? We said that already. Oh yeah, we have. Um, let's see. The last thing, ask what's the next move? What's the next right move? I don't know if all this stuff makes sense because you're in pursuit of progress, not perfection, right? Let's review real quick. And I hope this makes sense to everybody here. And I appreciate you guys being here. We're almost done. It's like 2 minutes or a minute and a half. So because you're pursuing your pursuit, you're running away from perfection and you're embracing progress in everything you're doing, even in your workspace, wherever you're working, in your business, your relationship, in your family, whatever. Look for ways to say, okay, embrace the progress. So this is what we've talked about. Create a milestone for yourself, right? What am I trying to achieve here? What am I trying to do here? That way, you're not like in a box. I can't leave. This is it. This is what I wanted to know. Um, Create a milestone for yourself, right? Milestone just means that okay, like me now, I want to lose 100 pounds. When I get to 10 pounds, I need to celebrate and give myself a clap or a pat on the back that I've done good, as opposed to saying I must get to 100 and then I don't get to appreciate everything else that I've achieved along the way, right? Number 2 is always stay positive. How has negative ever helped anybody? I know it's easier said than done, but it's easier. It's beneficial to you if you just stay positive. There's nothing to gain being negative. Oh my god, I can't lose weight. Oh my god, I didn't work out today. I'm so lazy. And then those words you say to yourself ends up like compounding. Whether you say positive or negative words, they all compound within you, and then you get the result that you may either appreciate or not, right? Number three. Oops, where's number three? Number three, number three. Number three, take, where is my number three? Take action and know that they won't be perfect. Just do it. Just do it. Don't say, "Oh my God, what if I like my daughter? I don't want to do it because it's so embarrassing. I don't want to have to," because she's expecting. She's not thinking of herself as herself. Sorry if I'm onto you today. Just do it. So what if they say something? I mean that so what attitude? So what if you do it and you suck? But if you do it the first time and you suck, guess what? You just don't do it that way anymore. And then you move on. People are gonna say anything anyway, right? We don't give ourselves a lot of grace. Give yourself a break. Like take a break and then go and rethink and then do it again, right? Whatever it is, like I said, if it's in marriage, you want to talk to your husband or wife about something, and you're like, "Oh my God, I don't know," just talk about it. Just decide. Just be strategic, right? Um, Progress is more achievable than perfection. That's all we're saying. You appreciate what you're achieving in small steps than looking at everything being the way you think of it, and that's it, right? You just appreciate it at one time. Like again, it's a state of mind as opposed to succession. Whew. All right, manage your expectations. Where's my mouse? Manage your expectations, right? And number seven, I said, don't procrastinate. Just do it. Honestly, just take the jump, take the leap. Just go ahead and do it. Don't procrastinate, right? And then give yourself grace and embrace your mistakes. You're gonna make mistakes, and it's okay. If it sucks, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. You just go ahead and do it. But I appreciate the fact that you even took a step that made you make that mistake. Like a lot of us would have made mistake, married the wrong person, we got the wrong job, dating the wrong person, made a wrong investment. That was an event back then. Don't bring it here, right? And then you think, okay, well, I'm not gonna make any more mistakes. You will make mistakes, and it's okay. Give yourself grace. Nine, plan ahead. In whatever, it's better for you to plan ahead and just show up and do stuff, right? And number 10, what's the next right move? When you ask yourself the next right move is a growth process. Remember, you're growing. Remember, you're doing stuff to move you to the next level. I feel like perfection is a box, right? This is how I feel. Let me end this show today with this thought I just thought about right now. Perfection is a place. It's a box. No, so perfection is a box, and it's square, and that's it. Everything has to fit in that box. Progress is a stairway going up, and you have to take each step. You know you're going up, right? You know you're going upstairs. You know you're going up, but you can't stretch your leg and go from step 1 to step 12. You have to go step by step by step. And again, if where you are is not what you appreciate, and if who you're with, you're not appreciating how they are right now, let there be that conversation, and then hopefully there's a progress from that conversation, not perfection. Don't expect them to be who you think they should be because you are you, and forget that they're their own individuals, and that the fact that they listened and you guys had that conversation is already a progress. I don't know if it makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, I can have a part two of this show to make it more clear. But I don't know how clear I can be to be able to push this talk to you, or this conversation, this idea to you, that is important for you to embrace progress, and always be growing, and always appreciating your efforts to getting to where you need to go, than trying to be perfect because you see everybody with social media now. I know it's like 34 minutes. With social media now, you see girls wearing makeup and wearing all these things. You see guys dressing. It's not all that. If it was all that, why do they have to come on camera and take the picture and show you the perfect sides? People should wake up and take the picture from when they first woke up, when you have saliva over here, you have all these little eye things in your eye, and you have just look a mess. If you really want to be real, then take that picture, then we know what's up, right? So be real always, be true to yourself, know your truth at every point in time. And then if it's a relationship that you're looking for growth, you can't force anybody to be how you want them to be. You can only be who you can be. And maybe who you are and who you're going to be will change that person. Do you get what I'm saying? Did that make sense to you? Let me say it one more time. You can never change anyone to be who you want them to be. Even your kids. Sorry to say that. They will be who they are. But who you can work on, who you can change is you. As you change for the better, that could change that person for the better as well. So don't always look for the change in that person. Be the change that you seek. Woo! I didn't think that. I didn't. Woo! I didn't. That's not in my notes. Do you get it? Do you get it? While we're pointing fingers and wanting people to change and wanting things to be a certain way, while we're pointing fingers, wanting things to be and people to be, I'm talking to you, I'm talking to me today. Guys, let's talk for real. I'm talking to you, I'm talking to me. You're pointing fingers how you want people to change. Your husband, your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your sister, your brother, your mother, your father, your cousins, and everybody, your neighbors. You cannot control how they are and who they are. But who you have control over is you. How you are and how you can be and how you ought to be. And once you are that, guess what? That you are now will bring change around you. Trust me. I'm on my way to changing myself. And sometimes around me, the progress might not be seen, but I know the work I'm putting into myself. I know exactly what I'm doing. Do I have to do more? Yes. And I'm doing it in the time that I have. Right? So what you change, what you are in control of, that's you and your actions and your thoughts and your words. Once all those are in alignment, that brings a big change that everybody else can see. Once that change comes, you begin to change those people. Simple. Jesus was who he is and he brought change. People remain who they are. But when they saw who he was, guess what? It brought change, right? So I will leave that with you to say, be the change you seek. That's the only way you can embrace progress and not focus so much on perfection because I can't speak. Because perfection is not attainable. So I end the show with saying I appreciate you being here. You are always phenomenal. Being here, you could have been anywhere else. You're here supporting me. Let God bless you in all that you are and all that you seek. I forgot something. Happy New Month. Did I forget that in the beginning? Happy New Month. I pray that October, November, December will be, you will have a divine explosion in your life, in your business, in your marriage, in your relationship, in your growth as an individual. I wish you that. I say thank you so much. I know I still have a cold. I hope you guys could hear me clear. I'm still congested from my last week's illness or whatever. But I thank you so much. Thank you for engaging. Thank you for always showing up. And definitely, if you're watching this later on, definitely hit hashtag replay. And it's 39 minutes. I don't have anything else to say. I mean, I have a lot. I can be here for 3 hours if you let me, but there's no need to. So let October be a different month in your life. I was sorry. Okay, I'll say something. Okay, I have something more to say. I was in a meeting this morning, and it's an analogy they gave. It says when you don't have money, right, and you have toothpaste, you have to brush your teeth. Don't you squeeze out every possible amount of toothpaste that you can get out of it. You even use spoon and knife to scrape it so you get a little bit out. So I urge you today, if that's the little bit that you have left in that toothpaste, squeeze it out. If it's the strength, the energy, the skills, the faith, the love, whatever you have, squeeze it out this month. Squeeze it out the month of November. Squeeze it out the month of December. That way, December 31st, you have every reason to celebrate. And don't forget thinking positive. Don't forget knowing that you can do it. Don't forget knowing that you are more than able. You are a victor, not a victim. You are blessed, not cursed. You are able to do all things through Christ who strengthens you. And I mean it. I don't know where that motivation came from. It's all inside of me. I love motivating people. It's not easy. People are going through things, crazy things happening everywhere. But make sure you can control your actions, your words, and your thoughts. That's the only way you can change where you are. And we can change one person at a time, starting from us. Don't know where that came from. Needed that motivation for somebody to hear it, as I guess, because I didn't plan on that. Love you all. Thank you so much. Out. We're out. God bless you. Have a wonderful month. Oh. How could I forget? Oh, don't go yet, please. Tomorrow, my mentor, my friend, my sister, Viviane Gege, we're having a show on Instagram, though, not here. On Instagram Live tomorrow at 4 p.m. Why am I pounding my table and talking? Because I'm fired up and super excited every time I talk. So I'm having a um, Instagram live with her tomorrow on my Instagram handle, AJD the Great. She and another friend of mine gave me that name, and I hold that name so strong because sometimes you don't feel so great, and then somebody is calling you that, it just lifts you up. So I have a live with her at 4 p.m. Central Time tomorrow on my Instagram handle, Jenny the Great. Definitely invite people. And she's talking about money. It says, what are you doing financially? What are you doing? If you don't have it, you're not doing anything, but come and learn. That way you are prepared. They say luck is opportunity plus preparation. Opportunity plus um, preparation equals luck, equals favor. So if you don't have the money and you're financially struggling, come and hear. Come and listen, take notes, come with your pads, write something down. You can share with somebody who needs to hear it. I could be doing anything anywhere, but I'm here to talk, to share. And she's so busy and never has the time. And for her to agree to come here, I'm gonna do a live when I'm off here about that as well. It's already 42 minutes. I'm gonna go jump on my Instagram live. I'm gonna go there to promote that show tomorrow. Okay, that's it. Now I'm gone. God bless you too, sweetheart. You guys have a phenomenal day. Thank you.